Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm going to show you what Duluth, Minnesota calls the North Shore. It is directly north of Duluth, but if you look on the map, it's actually the western shore of Lake Superior. The North Shore is all in Canada, and this drive goes from Duluth to Grand Portage, which is right at the border of Canada. So first I'm going to show you Goosberry Falls State Park, and the thing to see here is the waterfalls, and they have three waterfalls that they call the upper, middle, and lower falls. So let me show you the waterfalls here, and then I'm going to continue going north to another state park. Here is a map of the park. This is the highway that goes through the whole area, and this is all the park here. You see how the river flows. It's called the Gooseberry River. Flows out to Lake Superior, and they do have a campground here. And here is the middle and lower falls and the upper falls, which is on the other side of the highway, which I'm going to show you. They have a pretty large visitor center here. This is the lower part of the river, and if you keep going further down that way, you will come upon the shores of Lake Superior. They have this loop trail, and if you make your way across the rocks there, and then you go up onto that bridge, then it's a loop trail back to where you started. And there's a small sort of a waterfall that you can walk right up to. And then over here is what they call the lower falls. Here's a good view of it. And then there's another stream coming down here over to the right that I showed you just a moment ago. Looks like these trees are starving for water. The water level must be much lower than normal here, I guess. Well, that's a lovely waterfall. Here I am right on top of the lower falls. Just like here, I'm a foot from it. And then here is the middle falls. And this is really nice that you can just walk around right beside the waterfall. In fact, you can just play right in the waterfall. And this is a really wide one with several different sections of water coming down. And with these rocks in the middle, you just walk right across it. This is really nice. Here's a close-up of the big one. This is one of the best waterfalls I've seen on this trip. There's a lot of boardwalks and paved walkways like this all along the river. This tells about how the park was built. And if you're not familiar with the CCC program, you might want to look that up on Wikipedia. It was a work program right after the Depression to get people jobs. And they did a lot of work in parks all over the country. So this is the Upper Falls. Big pool here. And you can, again, you can walk right across the top of it there. So that's a really nice waterfall with a lot of water flowing here in the summer. But what kind of surprises me is that even though you can see that is a whole lot of water coming down, when it gets down to where it flows out, it seems like it's very little. You wonder, where is all that water going if not here? Well, now let's move on to the next thing I want to show you. I stopped by here to get a shot of the lake and a beach. This is called Black Beach. It's got several islands like this. There's one there. There's a big island out there. And I think this island is the favorite one of the birds. I was hoping this would be a sandy beach, but it is just all rock. And like I said, the name is Black Beach, but I don't see anything black either. So yeah, it makes me wonder why did they come up with the name Black Beach when there's nothing black here. But it certainly does have some nice views with the shoreline here and the islands. If you like that beach and want to spend a couple of days here, they do have an RV park and campground just right up the hill from the beach. But it looks like you're going to need to make reservations. And here at Silver Bay, they also have a zip line park, if you're into that. And just a little ways up from the beach, they have this feature called Palisade Head. Well, there's a real tall tower, and I don't really know just what I'm supposed to be looking for. The Palisade Head, unless I'm standing on it. There's a lookout point right there. This big cliff, that might be the Palisade Head right there. Oh, wait. See how close you can get to the edge. Maybe that's the point. So the next thing is Chattahoochee State Park. And I'm not sure all of what's here. From the parking lot, this says it's 0.7 miles to the falls. Now with the bridge being closed, I don't know how that would affect your view or being able to see it all. And you are supposed to pay a fee to be in the state park. If Here's where the river flows out into Lake Superior. And you see some people out there on that little peninsula. I'm on a bridge here, and this is the river looking upstream. And look how brown that water is. It's like the water that comes out of my RV's black tank. And there's the highway bridge. This is just a bridge within the park. And notice how shallow the water is here. Here's a map of the state park, and here is the bridge is right there, and this is the mouth of the river that I showed you just a few seconds ago. And then there's a short hike that comes out to what they call Shovel Point. And there are 3 waterfalls, 1, 2, 3, up in the northwest part of the park. And to get to it from the visitor center, which is right here, you go 8/10 of a mile to that one, turn around and come back, and here you go 0.3, 0.8, and a little more to get to this one. And you can't cross there, so you come back to here, and then you go another, I guess, 3/10 of a mile to High Falls, and then you come all the way back to the visitor center. But I am so hot and sweaty, I am not going to hike that far to see those 3 waterfalls. I walked out behind the visitor center, down a bunch of steps that takes you to this view of Lake Superior. And over here to the right is another shot of those people on the peninsula from the other side of it, from where I was before on the bridge. Kids are having fun in the water. The bridge where I was a couple minutes ago is off to the right there. You can see that far left side of the bridge right there. Nice view. So that's a nice place to cool off. Then back way off to the left here, you can see the cliffs there, and just look how rocky it is here, just solid rocks. And the last thing I want to show you is the Sugarloaf Cove Nature Center, which is about 15 miles north of the Tetagooch State Park. This shows the hiking trails, and you are here. That's a loop trail that goes around here. I'm going to see what this nature center is first. Well, this is the nature center. Has some displays in it. It closed at 4 o'clock, so I just missed it. I can see this through the window. Doesn't look too exciting. So let's see what kind of scenery we got back behind the building. Oh, this sign says beach is down this trail. Let's try that. And it says this place is buzzing with beauty. Let's see if we can find it. Well, folks, here is The beach. All rock and no sand. And there's Lake Superior. Well, so is all this. It's a big bay here. Do you want to discover the ancient history of Sugarloaf Cove, or just the natural history? They used to have all these buildings here, and looks like this is a logging center where ships would come in and pick up all the logs. Actually, this says that tugboats would just tow the logs along the lake. Yeah. So this was a major company operation they had going along here. I wonder why it's no more. I guess sand is hard to come by in these parts. Well, folks, I hope you liked the scenes that I chose to include in this video of the sights to see on the west shore of Lake Superior, which Duluth calls the North Shore. And there's more to see going further north, and I'll do that in a couple more videos. Good day, folks.